We're talking about that one next. David Morrell he's a world champion, and everyone was questioning and saying, why are we putting Zak Chelli in there with him? And I'm not saying for a minute I saw this coming. I did say in the week that Zak Chelli is a banana skin opponent. He is not. He's awkward. I don't think you stop him very often, and he's always got that one shot. And on the night he found it.
I think it's one of the biggest upsets you'll ever see in boxing.
Yeah.
I could not believe it when I seen it. But that shot that he landed to completely take Morell's feet from underneath him, and you just seen his eyes lit up. It was just like, oh my God, I've got him. And it was just, I was watching in the house. I was cheering him on for those last 2 rounds. I was like, just go for it. You've got it. Like, this is, well, that result changed his life.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, he's been in some decent fights in the past over the last couple of years that we've seen him. You know, he's come up short a couple of times, but he's always been competitive pretty much. But to only ever pick up an English title, go in there on a week's notice or whatever it was and produce that at the end is absolutely unreal.
You get this sort of thing in boxing where you get a late call up and a guy goes, I'm going to win, I'm going to upset the odds here. And you go, yeah, all right, mate. You know, you're speaking a bit like you're delusional and you're not really going to do it. He turned up and he actually believed that he could beat David Morrell, you know, a 2-time world champion, I think he is. Maybe one was interim.
I think he is 2-time.
Yeah. At light heavyweight as well, you know, and albeit, as you said to me earlier, he was a light heavyweight in the amateur ranks as well, wasn't he?
Yes, I believe he was 175.
I didn't watch it live. And when you two put the message in the group chat, I went, surely not. Surely you're pulling my leg. I could not believe what I saw with, what was it, that overhand right that landed. I'm there and I'm thinking, that's like, you talk about, I'm going to say it, a puncher's chance. That's just phenomenal. And we talk about the main event being a sort of the reasoning why I love boxing. This is another reason why I love boxing, because anything can happen. And I'm not being funny. If you put money on Zak Chelli, I want, firstly, what's the lottery numbers this week? Yeah. But secondly, fair play, because no one had, I wouldn't have picked him. I would have picked him to get stopped, quite, if I'm being honest. And for him to pull off an upset and, you know, to realise now that when he turns up to school now on Monday or whenever he returns back to work and say, yeah, I've beaten him. I've beaten a world champion. I've beaten a Cuban fighter. And I just think, yeah, what a story and what a moment for British boxing. And yeah, for him now, it's like his world's his oyster. It's like, who can he fight? Who wants it next? And yeah, just phenomenal. Yeah,
I mean, the thing with that is, yes, it was the embodiment of the puncher's chance. If you can hit someone hard enough, you've always got a shot in a fight. But actually, I think there were probably, if you watched it back, there was some writing on the wall earlier on in the fight. He did catch Morell with one good shot earlier on, tried to up that pace and get him out of there, and very intelligently realised that wasn't coming necessarily, and then just went back to it, being awkward, making sure you're not getting me out of there, and at any opportunity I can, I'm going to find the right shot. And you get the sense, watching it back, he always felt like that one shot was going to come, and obviously you never know if it will or not, but he was just waiting for that opportunity again, where Morell was just caught lacking for that split second, and then find the shot, and he did it, and he got him out of there. And the fact that as well, it wasn't, we've seen it before where I think fighters land a great shot and then just kind of smother the opponent, and the ref has to call it because they're not throwing back. But then as soon as they pull him off, the other fighter's like, what was that about? I'm fine. He got the stoppage. He won that fight. Morell was hurt.
Yeah. The thing that probably didn't help Morell was the short notice of the fight, because in that period,
but he just trained for Callum Smith.
No, but what I mean is he probably didn't look at Zak Chelli as much as he probably looked at Callum Smith and done his study. I think he
thought it was going to be an easy night.
He probably looked at his record and went, but
that's no excuse.
No, exactly.
He'd be kicking himself the next day.
Exactly.
He was in control of that fight, and he let it go.
He could probably say, he'd probably go to him, I'm never doing that again. I'm never overlooking an opponent. Because Callum Smith's ringside saying, he's comfortably winning this. I'm looking forward to fighting him. And now all of a sudden, Zak Chelli's come along and said, show me the money now. I think he's going to be going to all the promoters, and good on him.
Yeah, I mean, he called out every name under the sun. He called out Canelo. He called out whatever he could get his hands on. I don't think those are the fights he's going to get.
Listening, but
I do think. I mean, the WBA I think are going to talk. I think this week they said and put up a mandatory. So by the time this comes out, hopefully not. But there might be a chance that they've already decided because Callum Smith, Morell, was going to be for the mandatory or for the interim. That maybe Zak Chelli gets that opportunity against Callum Smith, which is a great opportunity for him. But if not, I'd love to see the Ben Whittaker fight. I think it makes so much sense for Matchroom to go, this guy at worst is going to be top 3 within the governing body of whose champion has just moved up to cruiserweight and fought, so isn't going to be fighting there anytime soon. I think you'd have to say, like, that's the best opportunity for Matchroom, but also it's 1-1 in the amateurs. We've seen what happens to Ben Whittaker when he can't get somebody out of there, and Liam Cameron caused him issues. Could Zak Chelli stay awkward for long enough and find that one shot? I think style-wise, entertainment-wise, it's the fight that makes sense now for everyone. And let's be real,
an easy fight to
Chelli's getting a good payday for that.
Exactly. Well, exactly. Any fight now that he has, he thought this was life-changing. The next couple of fights he's probably going to have are going to be also life-changing in terms of the money on the table. And phenomenal fight that would be for Ben Whittaker in particular. I talked about a couple of weeks back. It seems like his career's stalling and he needs something. And we all talked about perhaps going over to the States. That would be the boost that he needed in his professional career. And he's fighting a sort of an opponent yet again that you have to go on BoxRec to do your sort of research on. But if he fights Zak Chelli, you can imagine, you can see it now. Eddie Hearn, the way he's promoting this fight, it's like, this is the way forward. And if he does a job on Chelli, Ben Whittaker, then, I think that can accelerate his career and boost and get that excitement that's already there. I think it just times by 100 then, and it'd be phenomenal.
But equally, you'd have to say that Chelli remains the same banana skin that he was for Morell, because he doesn't, like, he's been in there with Jeffers and lost.
Benavidez.
He was in there with Morell. Sorry, I was talking about Chelli was in there with
Callum Simpson as well.
Jeffers and lost, but didn't get stopped. He was in there with Callum Simpson and lost, but didn't get stopped. I never looked like getting stopped in that fight.
He was good value that night.
In no point in his career that I can think of, I might be wrong, has he ever looked like he's ever going to get stopped. And I think if he can keep yourself in a fight and you can hit like that at light heavyweight, then you're a trouble for anyone. Sorry, and like you say, Morell recently losing to Benavidez, but doing so with quite a lot of acumen. A win against him holds such weight. So, great stuff, brilliant stuff.